Hello and welcome to my channel, your go-to source for the latest in USA Gossip 24. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for all the updates. Let's dive right in.
Sadie Robertson is opening up about a frightening moment that no parent ever wants to face, when her young daughter suddenly stopped breathing. In an emotional Instagram post shared April 11th, the former Dancing with the Stars contestant detailed the terrifying incident involving her 8-month-old daughter, Kit, while also expressing deep gratitude for her recovery. Robertson bravely opens up about the day. Vulnerable post here, she began, admitting the experience has been difficult to process. This feels hard to talk about in my real life, much less on social media, but I do feel it is worth sharing because I truly believe awareness of it will save lives. The moment unfolded quickly. Robertson explained that Kit was sitting in her high chair eating a snack while she prepared dinner nearby. Within seconds, the situation escalated. She began to choke, Robertson wrote, adding that it was immediately clear how serious it was. Her mother quickly stepped in, pulling the baby from the chair and placing her in Robertson's arms, just as Kit stopped breathing. She said it was all a blur. What followed was a blur of urgency and instinct. Everyone went into action and into prayer, she shared. While her mom called 911, Robertson began CPR as others moved the children to safety. Despite the panic, she said something took over. Having previously watched emergency training videos, Robertson described how her body seemed to react on its own. "I can only explain it now like my body just knew what to do," she wrote. "I felt God's spirit guiding me." She even recalled asking aloud, "What do I do?" before immediately springing into action and declaring life. After following proper choking and CPR procedures, there was a breakthrough. Kit miraculously coughed and began to breathe, just as the paramedics arrived, she shared. Though the immediate danger had passed, the fear lingered. Robertson rode in the ambulance with her daughter, still shaken but holding on to faith. She said her husband, Christian Huff, followed behind and later told her there was a rainbow over the ambulance the whole way there. The family stayed overnight at the hospital for observation, but the outcome was the one every parent hopes for. Within hours, Robertson said Kit was back to herself, perfectly healthy, happy, and brightening everyone's day. Robertson shared her story to remind people how important it is to prepare. In a follow-up message, Robertson explained she chose to share the story not only as a testimony, but as a reminder of the importance of preparation. She emphasized how quickly emergencies can happen and encouraged others to learn life-saving techniques. "It happened so fast," she wrote, adding that both faith and knowledge played a role in the outcome. Now, as she continues to process the trauma, Robertson says she's holding on to gratitude and hoping her story helps others be ready for the unexpected. In a deeply emotional and heart-stopping revelation, reality TV personality and motivational speaker Sadie Robertson Huff has opened up about one of the most frightening moments of her life as a mother, when her young daughter suddenly stopped breathing, leaving the entire family in panic and fear. The story, which Sadie shared during a heartfelt conversation and later reflected on publicly, has left fans shaken, emotional, and even more connected to the star who rose to fame on Duck Dynasty before becoming a prominent voice in faith, family, and resilience. A normal day that turned into a nightmare, according to Sadie. The day began like any other peaceful day at home with her husband Christian Huff and their daughter, Honey James Huff. There were no warning signs, no indications that anything was wrong. It was a quiet family moment, until everything changed in an instant. Sadie described noticing something unusual about her daughter's behavior. At first, it seemed minor, an odd pause, a moment of stillness. But within seconds, that concern escalated into pure panic when she realized her daughter had stopped breathing. "It felt like time froze," she reportedly shared. "One moment everything was fine, and the next moment I was in full panic mode, trying to process what I was seeing." The sudden shift from calm to chaos is something no parent ever prepares for. And Sadie's raw honesty about the experience has struck a chord with many families who have faced similar emergencies. Panic, instinct, and a mother's response. In the terrifying seconds that followed, Sadie said she relied on pure instinct. Like many parents in emergencies, she didn't have time to think, only to act. She immediately rushed to her daughter's side, calling out for help while trying to assess the situation. The fear, she explained, was unlike anything she had ever experienced before. "I remember my hands shaking," she said. "You don't think about anything else in that moment. You just think, please breathe. Please be okay." Christian Huff quickly joined her as the couple worked together in a state of panic, trying to respond as fast as possible. The home, which had moments earlier been filled with normal family sounds, became a place of urgent movement and fear. A moment every parent dreads. Though Sadie has built a public persona centered around faith and encouragement, she admitted that this moment tested her in ways she had never experienced before. The fear of losing a child is something she says she had always mentally acknowledged as a worst-case scenario, but never imagined living through. "It's the kind of fear you can't prepare for," she reflected. "You hear stories about things like this happening, but you never think it will happen to you." As she later shared, those seconds felt extremely long, almost surreal, as she tried to stay calm enough to help her daughter while internally fighting panic. Relief after the scare. Thankfully, the terrifying moment did not result in tragedy. After immediate attention from Sadie and Christian, their daughter began breathing again, bringing overwhelming relief to the family. However, even after the immediate danger passed, the emotional impact remained. Sadie described feeling shaken for hours afterward, replaying the moment over and over in her mind and grappling with the fear of how quickly everything could have gone wrong. "It changes you," she admitted. "Even after everything is okay, you don't just go back to normal right away." The couple remained closely attentive to their daughter following the incident, ensuring she was stable and comforted throughout the rest of the day. Faith in the middle of fear. For Sadie, her faith became a central part of how she processed the traumatic experience. Known for openly discussing her Christian beliefs, she shared that prayer and grounding herself spiritually helped her regain calm after the scare. In her reflection, she emphasized gratitude above all else. Gratitude for her daughter's recovery, for the quick response, and for what she described as divine protection during a terrifying moment. "I don't take a single breath for granted after that," she said. "When something like that happens in your home, it shifts your perspective on everything." Support from fans and family. After Sadie shared the story, fans flooded her social media with messages of support, empathy, and relief. Many parents commented that they had experienced similar scares with their own children, expressing deep understanding of the emotional trauma such moments can leave behind. Others praised Sadie for her vulnerability, noting that public figures often hide the more painful parts of parenthood. Her willingness to speak openly about fear, panic, and helplessness resonated widely. Family members and close friends also reportedly rallied around the Huff family in the aftermath, offering support and comfort as they processed the incident. The reality of parenthood behind the scenes. While Sadie is often seen in joyful family content and uplifting public appearances, this incident highlighted the unpredictable realities of parenting. Even in safe, loving environments, emergencies can arise without warning. She reflected on how quickly life can change, especially as a parent of a young child. The experience, she said, has made her more aware, more cautious, and more grateful for everyday moments that are often taken for granted. "It makes you hold your kids a little tighter," she explained. "It makes you slow down and appreciate the simple things." Moving forward with a new perspective. In the days following the incident, Sadie said her family focused on healing emotionally and restoring a sense of normalcy for their daughter. While the fear of what happened still lingered, it also brought a renewed appreciation for their time together. She emphasized that while the experience was terrifying, it also strengthened her resolve as a mother and deepened her gratitude for her family. The moment has now become something she reflects on not only as a scare, but as a reminder of how fragile and precious life can be. Final thoughts. Sadie Robertson Huff's emotional account of the moment her daughter stopped breathing is a sobering reminder that even in the most loving and stable homes, life can change in an instant. Her openness has resonated deeply with parents everywhere, sparking conversations about fear, resilience, and gratitude. While the experience was terrifying, the outcome brought relief and a renewed appreciation for every breath, every moment, and every second spent with loved ones. And for Sadie, that is something she will carry with her forever.